we are being sold to third parties, data aggregators. And sometimes those data aggregators can turn around and sell that information to the NYPD or to ICE.
I think that there's just a real allure of having technology solve problems. And it's really, being kind of grounded in this idea that there are systems and structures that we're already aware of that perpetuate inequality, and technology isn't necessarily a fix for that. Technology doesn't solve the inequality that exists, right? So I think that that's the other piece of it, is like we have surveillance that's designed for police state that we have very hard time tapping into. But then there's like these more public spaces. Is sometimes you have these technologies that are put in and designed for the city because they seem smart, like they're going to become more efficient, but then they kind of get used, by the police or get turned over to the police, and then they become kind of police surveillance tools.
There are practical tips that people can take to try and protect their privacy. When you are participating in a protest, or even if you just live in a community and are posting pictures online, be mindful of not only the reality that those photos have metadata that might be able to have identified information about them be gleaned by law enforcement. You can take a screenshot or do something else that will sort of remove some of that information. At the same time, be mindful of other people that are in photos. So if you're at a protest, make sure that you're not actually capturing photographs of people's faces that might be run through facial recognition unless you have their permission. And if you live in a community that is subject to a lot of law enforcement investigations for, let's say, suspected gang activity, be mindful of people's photos, of other people's faces rather,